Well, here we go anyway. Welcome to Dear Esther, the original mod from Half-Life 2. I didn't really plan on just streaming this right after the Landmark Edition, but today I just thought, why not? I'm curious. As you can see, it looks very, very different from what we're used to, and I definitely have never played this mod before, so yeah, I just figured I wanted to know what the roots were of Dear Esther, and we'll just do a little playthrough. I don't know how long it'll be, if it's about the same length as the normal game, so we'll just try that out. Now, unfortunately, because it's in, well, not because it's in the Half-Life engine, but because there are options. You can see them, yeah, good. Couldn't see, like, another menu for some reason, but yeah, there are options for, I don't know why this defaults to 2 speakers, even though I keep setting it to headphones. I guess, whatever, I'll keep it on that. Commentary, I tried turning on, and captioning, I tried closed captions and subtitles, dialogue only. Neither work, there are no subtitles here, and the audio mixing is even worse than the actual remake game, where sounds like these waves and me jumping and stuff are quite loud, but the actual voiceover is extremely quiet, and couple that with no subtitles, it's kind of annoying, not really the best type of, like, streaming game, but we've already seen it all before. I assume if you're watching this, you probably have seen Dear Esther Landmark Edition or played it yourself, so I think it seems like the voiceovers are just exactly the same. It's just they ported those over as they were in the Steam remake kind of thing. I don't think they re-recorded them. I'm not entirely sure, but from what I heard, just testing out the game for a minute, it sounds like the same voiceover, so I guess we're not really missing out on too much, but I guess I'll try and shut up while he's talking as best as I can, and we'll just have to sharpen our ears a little bit. Yeah, it's just good old Half-Life difficulty for some reason. Better go on easy mode. It's a pretty challenging game. But yeah, let's check it out. Dear Esther.
Dear Esther,
Yeah,
lost track of how long
very quiet.
And how many visits I have made overall.
Is my...
Certainly the landmarks are now
Hold on.
familiar to
Let's
me.
listen.
I have to remind myself to actually see the forms and shapes in front of me. I could stumble blind across these rocks, the edges of these precipices, without fear of missing my step and plummeting down to sea. Besides, I have always considered that if one is to fall, it is critical to keep one's eyes firmly open.
Okay. I don't know if I have my volume turned down, like, even more. Let me check quickly. No, it's maxed out. Yep, it's just very, very quiet. Oh god. We'll just have to deal with it. Also, let's go. Oh god. Okay. Come back, he says, and then whacks you over the head. Great. So that's a difference from the Oh.
The gulls do not land here anymore.
Oh, is that? Is it a different voiceover now?
Maybe it's the depletion of the fishing stock driving them away. Perhaps it's me. When he first landed here, Donnelly wrote that the herds were sickly, and their shepherds the lowest of the miserable classes that populate these Hebridean islands. 300 years later, even they have departed.
You can almost, like, surf up this. Good old Half-Life surfing. Oof, almost. But you can't really... You can build up speed bunny hopping in this, so it is more flexible like that, but it's not easy to do when you just have a space bar. Oh! I could try and, like, bind it to the mouse wheel or whatever, but...
Come back.
What do you mean, come back? I'm here! Are you gonna kill me again? Ooh! Ah, almost. I'm just curious if this is even possible. Let's try this quickly. Okay. I failed. Let's build up some more speed.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form.
I'm just failing.
Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean...
No, I can't seem to get up.
Find more peace.
Maybe later.
They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up.
Probably shouldn't have this on mouse wheel down because just the audio.
116 years later.
My scroll wheel is very loud.
But Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
Oh. Yeah, I guess this is a bit of an issue with this mod. It's not quite as refined as a walking simulator. New game. Guess I should be auto-saving a lot. That is F5, right?
I've lost track of
Wait.
how long I've been here.
I think so.
How many visits I have made overall.
And then F9?
Certainly
No?
the landmarks are now so familiar to me.
How do you do that? Can you not do it here?
Forms and shapes in front of me. I could stumble blind across
Maybe that's been like
the edges
removed here.
without fear of missing my step and plummeting down to sea. Besides, I've always considered that if one is to fall...
Oh no. You seem to be able to save. Good. Yeah, alright. And it is F5, right? Wait, did I save here? Oh, is it like F6 or something? Ah, it's F6. Okay. Didn't know that. Alright, well, I'll just try and make saves so we don't have to redo things too often when I inevitably get stuck.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace.
What?
They say he
Come
threw his
back.
arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
Why do you keep telling me to come back when I'm not, like, going out of bounds or doing anything wrong? It's kind of strange. Yeah, I can't help jumping, even though it's kind of loud. It's just like... you go so much faster. Wait, this is where you're supposed to go? In this version? The hermit cave is gone. Yeah, this is like much more condensed.
They gave up what little hope they could sacrifice. They cut parallel lines into the cliff.
It's so quiet.
Chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this: to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
I think they did re-record the lines, because his intonation is quite a bit different, I feel. Do I die? Ow! God, that's loud. Fuck. that's pretty punishing. Oh, and of course, I just respawn at the last save. Well, I just said I would save more often, and then I did not.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who
Ow.
sought solitude in its most pure form.
I don't think I have regenerating health, so I'm probably just very hurt now.
So all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd
Gotta practice my bunny hopping.
They say he threw his arms
Come back! Stop saying that.
And the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts.
I'm assuming there's gonna be invisible walls here.
Never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
No?
Dear Esther, I found myself to be as featureless as this ocean, as shallow and unoccupied as this bay, a listless wreck without identification. My rocks are these bones, and a careful fence to keep the precipice at bay. Shot through me caves, my forehead a mount. This aerial will transmit into me so. All overexposed, the nervous system, where Donnelly's boots and yours and mine still trample. I will carry a torch for you. I will leave it at the foot of my headstone. You will need it for the tunnels that carry me under. Come back.
Ow. No! Don't kill me! Well... Ah, Jesus Christ, that is so loud. It's such a violent death compared to just, like, getting randomly dream sent back in the remake. Yeah, this Fibonacci spiral thing, golden ratio, whatever, isn't really as obvious this time around. Yeah, so far, I almost feel like had I played this originally, I might not even have really liked it as much. I don't think I would have cared for it too much, but maybe. I wasn't really that into first-person shooters, like back in the day when Half-Life 2 came out and stuff. I never played Half-Life 2 until like much later on. I played with like fucking permanent god mode and stuff because I was a big baby and didn't like shooting at all. I just wanted the story, basically. And, well, that's changed quite heavily, quite drastically since then. So maybe I actually would have liked this compared to Half-Life. If I can get up. Thank you. I wonder if there's like a console command for just disabling jump sounds. That would be nice.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid, or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Yeah, there's no radio mast or anything in this version. No big landmark that you, like, pick out and start following. Yeah, everything just seems very condensed. Like, the distances aren't as vast at all. It's not really...
Whilst they catalogued the damage, I found myself afraid you'd suddenly sit up, stretch, and fail to recognize me. I orbited you like a sullen comet, our history trailing behind me in the solar wind from the fluorescent tubes. Your hair had not been brushed yet, your makeup not reapplied. You were all the world like a beach to me, laid out for investigation. Your geography telling one story, hinting at the geology hidden behind the cuts and bruises.
I don't remember hearing that line. Did I just take fall damage? Ow. 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 I think so. Some nice speed. And this is all we can do. No boat this time around. I guess I should head into that cave, because that should be a dead end if it's anything like the remake. Yeah, these also feel like really tiny, because, you know, the scale is much smaller. These just look like person height instead of like giant fucking gashes in the mountain. Let's save again. If even person height, they might be smaller than that. Let's see if I can get up here. Doesn't seem like it. Too steep. Oh, it's a bird. I was wondering, like, what is that clapping or walking sound? Yeah, I don't think you can get up there. At least not without any shenanigans. Maybe... What is my... Don't know what my console key is. Might not have one. Maybe I need to, like, use dash console as a launch command. Unless that's, like, disabled or something. Is that a ghost? Or is that just, like, a pole?
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
Wait, and oh god. Paul, like, this seems to sort of imply that Paul is the one that, like, got them into the accident. But then, Jesus. What the fuck? Is that the whole horror element that they were talking about? Like, that wasn't really as heavily emphasized in the remake. It was eerie, but definitely not, like, jump scares. It's just, like, in your ear. You can't see it. That is weird. Huh. Stop humming in my ear. Just one of them. And I thought I saw something out here, but no. This is very loud. And it's really, really annoying to hear, like, whispering in your right ear, and then I turn, and then it's still in my right ear. Because it's just in my right ear. It's not, like, actually positioned in the world. Kind of crusty audio as well. Like, it was a little distorted there for a while. Yeah, this is not great quality. Maybe... Ah, I was just gonna say, maybe he's saying come back to Esther, not necessarily come back to the player. But I was talking about, like, the whole Paul thing. In the dev commentary, they mentioned that, like, that Dan guy, basically the writer, I think he was, like, said that his, like, headcanon at this point was that the player is, like, the narrator is Paul, and was the person that, like, caused the accident to happen, or something like that. But, like, that doesn't even make any sense. Because then when he says, I met Paul, and, like, talked to him and stuff, I don't know, I guess it's all metaphors or something, but I don't know, that interpretation doesn't really make any sense to me. Am I supposed to be going here? If I ever pause for a second, I'm probably just quick saving, just in case. I'm very curious to see how the caves will turn out in this version. Aha! There we go. I broke free! I'm just gonna make a an actual save here. And that's the end of the world. Amazing. Out loud. Well, you can definitely break this game more easily than the remake, that's for sure. Uh-oh. Okay, good. Almost died there. So I guess now we're entering Chapter 2? But is it going to be Chapter 2 in this version? Is there a loading zone into a new chapter? Probably. Because this area is, yep, is basically, like, over. Node graph out of date, rebuilding. That doesn't sound good. Oh, and wow, you can actually go back? Huh. Well, that's a difference from the remake. In the remake, they keep having, like, points of no return that you drop down, and then you can't go back.
Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the
Suddenly this is louder.
Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports,
Oh,
all the witnesses,
there it is.
cross-reference them within a millimeter using my ordnance survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turnoff for Sanford and the welcome break services. But although I can always see it in my rearview mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Yeah, I might actually try and like pay a little more attention to the voiceovers this time around. Because it's less interesting to like look at the sights here. I mean, it's interesting to see how it's changed and stuff, but yeah, like just the visual wow factor is much limited in this version compared to, oh, invisible wall here, compared to the Steam re-release. And especially after having listened to all the dev commentary, I'm kind of like getting new thoughts about the voiceovers and the story, and I'm like curious to actually try and listen and piece it together now a bit more than when I was just like absorbing it without really thinking about it. He doesn't mention the pylon or a buoy, whatever, this time. And there are no ghosts or anything like that. But the like main set pieces, like the boat.
Kidney stones, and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Yeah, carve a drunk. But that's him? That doesn't really make any sense to me. Yeah, again, very condensed, just like boat right there. The I always forget the name of this thing. Yeah, I guess he'll mention it, but I can't remember. But yeah, the set pieces are all here. The tower, even though you couldn't see it in the first level for some reason, the tower, the boat, the whatever that is, all of those are here, and I mean, were like faithfully recreated in the remake in a very impressive way. But it's just like been fleshed out so much more. This is like really bare bones. Just empty building with nothing. And there's no hole! The hole is gone! I should make a save. Because I'm bound to get into trouble soon. Ooh, look at that speed!
Constructed originally in the early 1700s.
The what?
By then,
Oh, I'm gonna actually load because I didn't hear. I want to hear what it was called.
the Bothy was constructed
Bothy, right.
in the early 1700s.
Yeah, you can get some really good
By
speed
then,
going.
shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the Bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him, either.
We have like no details, no little tiny hints at the story in terms of like props and stuff. There was that one chemical formula like graffitied on a wall and that's it. And then the cave area as well. Oh god. Jump scare, the bird. Wait, was that bird? I'm gonna reload again. Was that bird even like there? Or did it just like teleport in? Wait, was that a shadow or was that a ghost? Oh, interesting. There are ghosts. I guess I've been missing them. I don't want to lose sight of him. Aha! There we go. Saw him despawn. Got it. Yeah, there's no bird, and it just spawns in. Okay. Probably shouldn't jump here. I'm gonna die. Okay, I'm fine. I guess you kind of just, like... You don't have health, you just die if you take too much damage in one hit, basically. Uh-oh. Surf it! Surf! Okay. It's a little different from, like, normal bunny hopping that I'm used to, where you, like, let go of W. In this one, you don't have to let go of W. I don't know if that's just how it is in Half-Life 2. I can't really remember. I might be thinking of Source 1. Or, well, I guess it was Source 1. Gold Source. Like, Half-Life 1. Because I've done quite a bit of bunny hopping in Half-Life 1, but not so much in Half-Life 2. Just by playing, like, Sven co-op and stuff like that. Isn't there also, like, backwards jumping in Half-Life? Something about that? Like, backward speed is not limited, but forward speed is. Feel like we're about due for a voiceover.
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves. Winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones.
Can't really hear him.
Back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the shore have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
Good lord. Yeah, it definitely feels like more of a horror game, like almost straight up horror, instead of like, oh, it's kind of an eerie, like sad, melancholic story, like life, death, love story. In this, it's almost just like an eerie horror game, like accident horror game kind of thing. I don't know, it's a very, very different tone. I'm probably gonna get killed if I go around here.
Come back.
Yep. Don't kill me. I'm in bounds. I'm doing fine.
Come back.
Okay. I'm just gonna load. Flashlight? Or is it just gonna load? Like I'll hit a loading zone? Why would it not turn on my flashlight? There we go. Okay. Alright. So, caves. They did say that, like, at the start, we'll have the manic writing and stuff.
From here, this last time, I have understood there is no turning back. The torch is failing along with my resolve. I can hear the singing of the sea creatures from the passages above me, and they are promising the return of the gulls.
Interesting that, like, I never even realized that when he's saying, like, in my descent into the caves, I slipped and fell and broke my leg. Like, I think the femur is broken. That's what just happened to me. That's me. I mean, like, not that I didn't realize that the player was the narrator, but still, just like the fact that he's narrating stuff and then it's happening as we retrace the steps, basically. Yeah, this is just like some little splotches. Far from the amazing caves we're used to. Wait, so you can go there? But then it pointed in here as well? Oh.
They'd stop the traffic back as far as the Sandford Junction and come up the hard shoulder like radio signals from another star. It took 21 minutes for them to arrive. I watched Paul time it to the second.
And, what was her name again? It was Dan, Rob, and Jess, I think? So Jess made the music for this version too, right? But just used samples and stuff. Guess I'm going that way. Yeah, this is kind of like that underwater tunnel, but it's like much earlier in the cave section.
Is this what Paul saw through his windscreen? Not Lot's wife looking over her shoulder, but a scar in the hillside, falling away to black forever.
This looks like if I fall in, I'm just fucked. Oh, that's just where I was. I see. Okay. Yeah, that's sort of oh, sorry, I cut off the music by loading. That's sort of how it is in the remake as well. But man, these are some drab-looking caves compared to the remake. This is like not at all interesting to look at in any way. Oh, look at this. Oh, the boat. It's so amazing, right? Oh, there is a boat, but it's not like floating down this time. Oh. Sweet. I now have the boat. Hold on. I just want to flip it. Man, this is impossible to flip. Alright, good enough. I will keep this boat and guard it with my life. It is kind of blocking my flashlight, though, which is a little annoying. Yeah, it's just like the same texture, just like repeating infinitely. And when was this game? It was like 2007, I want to say? I'm not entirely sure when the original mod came out. And then it was like 2012 for the remake and 2017 for the Landmark Edition. Still blocking my flashlight. Yeah, the writing is also just like way lower res and stuff, and just like just a couple things repeated, like 3 different cave graffiti, like PNGs or JPEGs pasted on walls here and there. Oh god. Was that? Oh, it's the boat. Behold, Damascus is taken. This font is just like written out instead of being like graffiti. Away from being a city, and it shall be a ruinous heap. Ruinous heap. At least it's easier to read this. Especially because of, like, the scale is a lot lower, smaller. Let's make a save. Oh god. And yeah, I guess this is where the waterfall is, and that's the end of that. My boat! Oh. Well, here's some, like, symbolism, I suppose. A lot of it. I feel like maybe I was supposed to have music going here, but maybe not. Just because I loaded that one time and, like, cut it off. Oh, I'm out. Goodbye, boat. You're probably gonna just be deleted, I would imagine. Oh, I have it! Great! Okay, we get to keep the boat. I will bring it with me on the symbolic journey.
Donnelly in this place. We would have had so much to debate. Did he paint these stones or did I? Who left the pots in the hut by the jetty? Who formed the museum?
Sounds so angry.
Who fell silently to his death into the frozen waters? Who erected this godforsaken aerial in the first place? Did this whole island rise to the surface of my stomach, forcing the gulls to take flight?
Yeah, they definitely redid the voiceover, and I mean, it might just be because I played the remake first, but I really prefer the remake. I think he did a much better job in that, just conveying like a better tone overall. This just feels very like, I don't even know what to describe it as, like they didn't know what they wanted to make of it fully until the remake. So it's a little all over the place in terms of tone and stuff like that. Everything.
Assemble our own version of the North Shore. We will scrawl in dead languages and electrical diagrams and hide them away for future theologians to muse and mumble over. We will send a letter to Esther Donnelly and demand her answer. We will mix the paint with ashes and tarmac and the glow from our infections. We will paint a moon over the Sanford Junction and blue lights falling like stars along the hard shoulder.
So she was called Esther Donnelly. Was Donnelly just like his brother-in-law then? Or I don't even know. Also, yeah, no like woman lying down visual symbolism this time around, as far as I can tell anyway. And yeah, just I do agree that like the writing all over the place, like frenetic writing, is a little extreme here. Like, how would this even happen? This kind of seems just unreasonable, but I guess most of this game is kind of unreasonable in terms of like realism. It's not supposed to be. And no, like, fantastic moon shots, either. Good luck, little boat.
My rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Yeah. We have to leave the boat behind there. It makes too much sense. I can't keep it with me anymore. It has to join
Diagrams on the posters on the walls on the
its brethren.
It seemed appropriate at the time. Still life abstractions of the processes which had already begun to break down your nerves and your muscles in the next room. I crammed diazepam as I once crammed for chemistry examinations. I am revising my options for a long and happy life.
Well, it looks like the pacing is very, very different, because it looks like we're gonna finish in under an hour.
As I struggled up the cliff path, I swallowed another handful of painkillers, and now I feel almost lucid. The island around me has retreated to a hazed distance, whilst the moon appears to have descended into my palm to guide me. I can see a thick black line of infection reaching for my heart from the waistband of my trousers. Through the fugue, it's all the world like the path I have cut from the lowlands towards the aerial.
And there's our friend the ghost. And this weird sound that doesn't really make any sense. That's a female figure this time. There you go. Goodbye. Let's go back in case I missed some kind of trigger point. Let's save as well.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper if only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I together. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
Well, he didn't pace it as perfectly either. I wasn't even like jumping there to speed it up. I was just walking, and I still hit another trigger before it was done. And was come nigh unto Damascus about I don't know what that says. And it came to pass that as I made my journey, I mean, it's the same. Oh no! Let's make a save here. I guess I'm not supposed to be going this way. I guess I'm supposed to be going up instead. Up and around. Yeah, this way. Fair enough.
Returning to my car afterwards, hands still shaking, and a head split open by the impact. Goodbye to tearful aunts and traumatized uncles. Goodbye to the phenomenal. Goodbye to the tangible. Goodbye Wolverhampton. Goodbye Sanford. Goodbye Cromer. Goodbye Damascus. This cliff path is slippery in the dew. It is hard to climb with such an infection. I must carve out the bad flesh and sling it from the aerial. I must become infused with the very air.
Yeah, it's also way less fleshed out, the like story and voiceover. You can't really like make direct connections to things, I suppose. Like he just talked about like it was obviously he was at the funeral because we know that, but like in this version it doesn't really come off as like so obvious that it was Esther's funeral he was talking about there.
Blind with panic, deaf with the roar of the cage traffic, heart stopped on the road to Damascus. Paul sat at the roadside, hunched up like a gull, like a bloody gull, as useless and as doomed as a syphilitic cartographer, a dying goat herd, an infected leg, a kidney stone, blocking the traffic bound for Sanford and Exeter. He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all. All his roads and his tunnels and his paths led inevitably to this moment of impact. This is not a recorded natural condition. He should not be sat there with his chemicals and his circuit diagrams. He should not be sat there at all.
This is very different. This is more like someone murdered Esther and he is upset. He's angry. I mean, obviously, I guess that's sort of the same as the original, but yeah, just like very, very different tone. Way more like anger than acceptance and like... God, stop that.
I am the Ariel. In my passing, I will send news to each and every star.
Oh, hello. That's a dude. Can I climb up and meet him? I feel like I'm not supposed to be going this way, so I am. Hello. Oh, it is a woman. Hi. Hello. You seem to have a little problem with your face. I'm pretty sure the trigger for it despawning is like down here. I was really hoping we would get some like regular civilian Half-Life 2 lines. It's like, Gordon Freeman. Nice to see you, Gordon. Probably as soon as you start going up the stairs. What? When is this supposed to disappear? Hold on. Let's go down a little bit. Ow! Hey, you. You're not supposed to be here anymore. I don't know what's going on. Is there just no trigger for this ghost disappearing? Because that's weird. Alright. Oh well. You're pretty cool. And cutscene?
Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We've always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me, I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
This death thing is way less obvious here, too. Like, I don't even think this is at all obvious that he climbed up the tower and threw himself off. Holy crap, this is getting loud.
Come back. Esther.
What is that supposed to be? That sound. You know, just like you go in and it fades to black and then plays like a cutscene. It just sort of looks like smooth camera movement, just giving you like an overview. Not actually, oh, you're the one flying, because you're flying backwards here, and yeah, it's just not at all as like direct as in the remake.
Come back.
Oh yeah, the flat line. And do I press something? No, I do not. I sneeze, that's what I do. 1 second. Well, I guess that's that. Can't click. It's just, that's the game. Yeah. I mean, it's like half the duration of the remake. The remake is like paced much slower, and it's just like there's more to it. More just distance to travel, more to see, more voiceovers to listen to. Yeah, it's a very like, this makes me appreciate the remake a lot more, because I think this mod isn't really like a full game. It's a mod. But the full game, the remake, is a full game. Like, that is, I don't know, it's just something about it. It just feels way more complete, and just like more proper care was taken into crafting it into a game. This is kind of just like a neat little idea, but it's like an hour long, if you, probably less than that, probably like 40 minutes if you don't fuck around like I've been doing. So yeah, I don't know, it's so much less extensive and still cool, and it's nice to see where the roots were, but definitely just makes me appreciate especially the art and like atmosphere of the remake a lot more, and the voiceover as well, I think was done much better in the remake. But yeah, it was fun to check this out. So there you go. Whatever, I don't need to save. So that's Dear Esther. I'm done with all of it. I've done all Dear Esther there is to do. So great. And that didn't take as long as I thought. So I don't know really what to do now, but I guess in the future video, if you watch Dear Esther, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you some other time in some other stream. Or game, or whatever.